You know, I don't really see any other better way to start this. I guess with my decision of waiting, I started the game and I I was greeted by this. I don't really know what to say. It's pretty self-explanatory. She said, "You've returned to me, days mean nothing, and them off forever. I never left your side, and I got an achievement for trying to wait out my, what did they call it? My destiny. Attempt to outweigh your destiny." What does she have to say? Anything else? "You've returned to me?" Okay, yeah, just that. "And now we can say make me forget."
She asks that I tell you to
It's nice that we're kind of picking off where we left off, though. She asked that I tell you to remember her.
You won't.
Okay, well that was pleasant. Everything goes dark, and you die. Bring the prisoner's head to her.
You're on a path in the woods.
Chapter 1.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Yep, we're gonna need narrator to calm down. So, just got a few achievements. Got bring the prisoner's head to her. Interesting. But what's more important is I got another achievement, which is the real Slay the Princess starts here. You'll know when you see it. So I wonder if there's like something we need to keep an eye out for.
You're here to slay her. If you don't...
Okay, this is all the same, and the skip button's available, which means nothing's different. That's what I like about people who make visual novels like this. The skip button is always highlighted when you have dialogue you've already seen. So I will probably just end up skipping to something we haven't done. Save the princess. Narrator tries to kill her. I can't warn her this time. Oh, interesting. I'm not allowed to warn her this time. I wonder why. Huh. That's really curious. Okay, let's see what happens.
Bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally. Okay. There's no going back now. Though the blade left a deep gash in her shoulder, she barely so much as flinches, turning around to stare at you incredulously.
Are you serious? I don't know what came over you, but if we're doing this, I guess I'll have to kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that? I can beat you to death with one.
Holy shit.
But I don't have to tell you that. I'll go ahead and show you.
Oh my god. No way, dude. Oh my god. I want to see.
As the blade falls from your trembling hands, the princess rears back, readying a bone-shattering haymaker.
Oh my god.
You fall to your knees, barely able to process the ringing in your ears before she hits you again. Every blow is as punishing as the first. You feel bones shatter with every impact, unknown ruptures blossoming with blood somewhere inside of you. If we're lucky, the wound you manage to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, we'll kill her before she gets out.
Oh, too weak to even try fighting back. How disappointing.
She places a confident heel on your chest and pushes you down to the ground. Her knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her slight form could possibly possess. It can't just end like this, right? I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Dude, holy shit. She just clocked me. She was like, I am
You're
not
on a path in the woods.
The tower? I think that's different from last time.
At the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Yeah, that's usual. You say that all the time. She's going to kill me again.
Again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself.
Oh, well, you'd be
If she
surprised.
doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep
Do we
it
get
that
a skeptic
way.
back?
You know I can hear you, right?
No
It's going to be a
skeptic.
lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what
Oh,
he
voice of
knows?
the broken.
There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again. She is
Interesting.
not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
So do the voices develop then based on how the first encounter goes? That's what I'm guessing. Because skeptic, we, I guess, asked a lot of questions about her, weren't really certain about our stance on her. And then we developed the voice of the skeptic and had that whole, like, ordeal. Unless it's just like a do it multiple times. Because this time I didn't really ask any questions and then I lost the ability to warn her, I think is what happened. Or the game just forcefully prevents you from looping into a cycle, perhaps. Regardless, we get a new voice and I'll sort it out in the meantime, I guess. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything? Wow.
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
Fair enough.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
Actually, like
Died
the
last
fourth time.
Which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. Of course we died. She didn't feel pain. She didn't feel much of anything, did she? And she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die. What are
Wow.
we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now? It's pointless.
Jesus.
She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess killed us and now everyone's right back where they started.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
The
Do you
world
think the
ended.
people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end. Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you.
That actually, hold on, let me see that. Left unhindered brought about the world, or the end of everyone and everything. Then that raised an interesting point in my head. How is her being chained in a basement stopping her from ending the world? How is her being stuck in a room stopping her from ending the world? How did they even put her there in the first place? If she, like, literally just hits us once and we just fall apart like Legos. She cuts an arm off and she doesn't give a shit. We decapitated her the first time around, and that counted as getting her outside to complete her goal. Like, how is putting her in a basement stopping any of this? I'm curious if there's an explanation in this game somewhere for that, because, like, I never thought about that, but that is a very valid question. How in the world does that stop us? Like, how does that make us safe in any way? Okay, let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
To quote you from last time around, she's just a princess. Why was she strong enough to beat me to death with her bare hands?
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin and you'll be fine. Or we could pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending that we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us.
No, she probably doesn't.
Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying.
He's not wrong.
Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone.
How do we know
yourself
it's
included.
catastrophic? Who locked her in the basement? What is this place? Very valid question.
People locked her in that basement.
And who?
I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
There's a lot of things to think about, my guy. If people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a
I still think the
prophecy,
narrator's
if that
just
helps.
another voice in my head
just
that
the way things
makes
are.
me rationalize things.
Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Who cares if you think we're special? As far as I can tell, the only thing special about us is that we get to experience painfully dying all over again.
Yeah. You're being cagey, what aren't you telling
I
me?
told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
So there's things you haven't told us.
The less you know about her, the better.
That's all.
Great.
I don't really
Now,
care
if
about the
you
last
don't mind,
question.
The whole world is waiting.
Last question's
with bated breath
pretty
for
self-explanatory.
you to save it from ruin.
The world is waiting with bated breath. Yeah, that's nice. Go to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie.
She'll cheat.
She
Yeah, we've
lying?
seen that.
Cheating?
Why would she be
even
bothered?
bother? She didn't need to do anything like that last time. She caught us off guard last time. We'll be fine. Let's just keep our wits about us. At least one of you still has a shred of sense. Just make sure you listen to him and not that whiner.
The whiner's right, my guy. I hate to break it to you. I'm
That's
on
what
his
you
side.
want. I guess I don't have a say here.
No, I want your say here.
The
Mirror.
interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. Why do we feel so small?
Yeah, this feels tiny.
We don't feel small. We are small.
Interesting. I want to approach the mirror. This whole cabin's different than last
Maybe
time.
that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed.
Yeah,
by
we
the
have.
beast.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror.
Same thing as last
You
time.
reach forward,
And no mirror.
rub your hand against the cabin wall. We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left.
Why can't we
I'll
see
you
ourselves?
Take
That
the blade
bothers
from
me
the
a lot.
altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Okay, let's get in there. Some scary doors, my guy.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing
Ooh,
a
spiral
staircase.
staircase.
Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, this is actually kind of nice.
Oh, that's good to hear.
It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Jeez.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago, you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
It doesn't matter what that little voice says. She's
Little?
not the one
Oh,
making
come
the
on.
decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Down we go.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers
Whoa.
over you, almost
Jeez.
glowing in the weak starlight.
Is
her
she
figure
floating?
framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
And why does she look like
The
she's
chain
floating?
is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants.
Returned?
You've brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
So she does remember last time. Interesting. Drop
The
it.
blade slips from your finger. We didn't have to do that.
Yeah, we did.
And yet you did. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
Kneel.
On her command, you fall to the floor, knees painfully connecting
Yes.
with hard stone.
Slay Queen.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs. I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new, and the world as it is now is overdue for alterations.
Okay.
It's time for me to seize my destiny. And you,
Should we just turn her into
little
God
bird,
or something?
Well,
That gives away the game, doesn't it? It certainly does. And beyond that, it more than lends credence to our conversation in the woods. I don't love the thought that in some other reality you failed to destroy her, but what's done is done. I can only hope it helped you learn.
Yeah, but she looks divine now, like she could literally just look at us and kill us.
You are the only one who can deal with her. And if you don't, well, she's let you know what will happen, hasn't she? Then you shouldn't have trusted us with her destruction. She is inevitable.
She feels inevitable.
Can't you feel it? He's being melodramatic, but he's not exactly wrong, is he? What are we supposed to do to stop her? Okay. First things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself to what needs to be done.
Okay.
The stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now. And if you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
That is a pretty good quote. Pretty good saying. Let's see. What happened to you after I died?
know the limits of your privilege, little bird.
Okay.
There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Wow, that's pleasant. Okay. What would you have me do? What do you've planned?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
Okay. If you're so powerful, can't you just break the chains
Don't be
yourself?
rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world. That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
Okay.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was. The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity. The song of you being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world.
Wow.
And from your act
What did
of
we
utter
do?
devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn.
What did we do?
Submit now.
Oh my
Submit
god.
later.
Oh my
It
god.
makes no difference. Because in the end, No matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
Holy shit. Okay. Sure. Just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to do it. You can be whatever you want to be. Very cliche, but she's probably not gonna like that one either.
This isn't about
never
desire.
mind.
This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
Okay. I feel like I just got to the RPG point of like, oh, haha, you're doing great. Kill God. Like, okay. My bad. Well, I'm on the simp side right now. Let's just pledge and see what happens.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent?
MVP right now.
All you need to do now is break my chains.
Anything for you, my queen.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say. No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong. Trying to conceal you from me. Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
Jesus.
No. What are you talking about?
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
Ah!
Rise, my little bird.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do
Wait,
that?
what?
All we have is a blade. All you need to do is believe it's been done.
And what if I don't believe? What happens then?
You poor, wretched little thing. You already do believe.
This is so weird.
You've always believed. All you have to do is open the last door to your heart.
The fact that they have, it's probably harder to hear on your end, but they actually have her voice acting, and it's very quiet behind the narrator, so whenever the narrator says something, it follows.
And once you let her in, you'll be safe and free forever. Please don't do this.
Now the voice of the hero sounds like the narrator. Wait a minute. I have to, it's over, I'm sorry.
Sorry about. This is how it was always going to be. And it is good. Alright, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna go sit in the corner. Let me know if we get our agency back.
Oh my god. Rob's like, okay, Big Brother's plan. I'm just gonna go chill. Break her chains.
Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
Okay.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
What happens now?
Nothing. And then, everything.
Okay. Sure. Whatever that means. But you do not take her hand, nor will you ever. It's time to leave.
She's
Memory
gone.
returns.
Where does she go? Should we try and find her?
Interesting.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Oh hey, we experienced this before. Of course you're scared this is the end for you, but it's not the end for
What
me.
is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. This is what we all deserve, isn't it?
Approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. Mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. The bloat. You've grown. Sorry, the achievement's called the bloat, but yeah, you've grown. What? You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. Oh, she took on the new form though. And she's not beheaded this time. I wonder if the same entity will be...
Flickering lights in empty cities.
Okay, so the same entity is speaking as her though.
And movement. I am more than I was before.
That's good.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Okay. What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together.
Okay.
It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
Sure. When this is all done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was.
Okay.
I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right? No, that's no fun. When I go back, as if an invisible wall closed around me, why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible.
Oh.
The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
So I couldn't warn her. Yeah, okay, so I couldn't warn her because I've already done it. That's actually really cool. And the way they explain it makes a lot of sense. In terms of the game, that is. You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
That's fair. What do you want to bring you next time?
Accept what someone tells you to bring them. My
That's
joy
also a
is in
fair
seeing
point.
what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
I like this version of her the most because she's not decapitated and bloody and, you know, like comfortable to look at. Not nightmare fuel. Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is dominance, a figure capable of bending everything to her will. She will make for a terrifying and divine heart.
Okay.
Do not mourn her, for she would not be able to mourn you.
So you don't have any preference on how you'd like to change or grow?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
Really cryptic, but like the stuff she says feels interesting. It's such a strange dichotomy. I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet.
The long
To them
quiet?
you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me.
Is the long quiet what we're currently experiencing? Because it's capitalized me. It's like a place, the long quiet.
The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Huh. How many more vessels do I need to bring you? Interesting.
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective.
Okay, sounds like a lot.
You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
How about the kill one? You know, at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm gonna kill you.
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together.
I didn't even think about that.
Reasons to discover.
She mentions that we don't know the depths of our beings, both of us. I didn't really think about the fact that with every perspective I'm bringing her, so far has been a new voice gets added as well. The first time was voice of the skeptic, and this time was voice of the broken. It's actually a very interesting thing. And that, like, in technicality, we both are growing at the same rate. Okay, I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
We will meet again. Everything goes dark and you die. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess. Okay. So yeah, I'll save it here.
Path in the
Shut up, narrator. I'll save it here, and we can pick this up again next time. Really interesting stuff. Very cryptic when we get to the end there, but I don't know, it just feels kind of interesting to try and make some sense of what she's saying. This game seems really, really cool. It feels like there will be a bit of repetition going on, but I like that whole... I'm glad she clarified that, what's it called? When a new thing is done, what's it called? Actually, I'm gonna just go to this screen. I know she gets all flashy, and I don't really... Whatever, actually, it's fine. I'm glad she clarified that when we finish one of the routes, it gets closed off to us, so that we, like, don't need to worry about actually doing it again, and it explains why certain options get grayed out. So I'm really happy that was mentioned. I'm assuming that's how that's going to work. If somehow we do loop ourselves, then that's completely wrong, and that goes out the window. But it sounds like that's what they're trying to say. But yeah, that'll be it for now. Hope you enjoyed. I think this game's really cool, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.